Trading isn't the problem. You are the problem. People like to overcomplicate trading, but becoming profitable is incredibly simple. Most people just act like they'll randomly stumble into profitability. They don't have a clear plan or clear system in place to reach their goals. Most spend years of their life going in circles, learning more, but not necessarily improving. And why is that? It's simply because you don't have a plan. You don't know exactly what you need to do to be able to make money trading. That's okay, I'll give you mine. I've been trading for over 5 years, since 2020. I've been funded multi-six figures, hit 50k months, and flipped small accounts into large accounts. But first, you need to understand, the simple way to win is to avoid failing. And there's only 2 ways to fail in trading. You either lose too big or you lose too often. And losing too big can be easily fixed, just through simple risk management. If you just risk 1% per trade, always use a stop loss and have max 2 to 3 trades per day, it's easy. Like, how are you supposed to lose all your account if you have a stop loss in place and you keep the risk percentage fixed?
Well, fuck, it's got some support right here, so, maybe it'll hang on to this 16 area, bounce back up. Come on. Fuck! Oh, shit! Oh, shit, dude! What the fuck? I just lost $1,500. What the fuck? Oh, shit!
But that still leaves the number one way to fail, which is losing too often. And how do we fix that? Well, you simply need to just have an edge. But what is an edge? Well, an edge in trading is simply a set of factors that gives trading a statistical advantage, a consistent advantage over others in the market. Basically, you just expect to make more money over time than you lose. Trading is all about understanding basic probabilities. You just want to have the odds a little bit in your favor, and that's how you make money. But how do we actually create an edge or improve our existing edge? I'm going to be using the same sort of words: edge, strategy, system, plan. It's all kind of the same shit. Doesn't really matter. But isn't finding an edge in trading really difficult? Well, not really. Hard things are just a series of easy steps. A pretty good example would be a marathon being perceived as hard, but how hard is it really to place one foot after the other? Okay, but what steps do I even take in trading? Well, first, we need to break it down into simple questions. Let's say you're using technical analysis for your edge here. You're just trying to answer each simple question, like, when do I want to trade? What pair or market do I want to trade? How many pairs do I want to trade? What approach do I want to use? Do I want to be more discretionary, more mechanical? What style? Do I want to trade minutes, hours, days, or weeks? What time frames do I want to use? What strategy? How am I going to define direction, area of interest, which is where I want to enter or when I want to enter? How am I going to place my stop loss and take profit? You break it down, focus on one thing at a time, answer each question one by one, and this is how you have insane improvement, insane growth. You can become profitable in months, not years, just by doing this step by step. If you try to solve everything at the same time, you end up doing nothing. So each of these little questions, think of it as a variable in your trading or confluence. All these variables will affect the outcome of each individual trade. And you're simply just wanting to take variables or confluences that give you a positive expectancy. So you just want to take trades maybe at a certain time on a certain pair using a certain approach that will lead you to winning more often over the long term than you lose, or winning a bit more, bit bigger, that sort of thing. So trading is kind of like science. You have a plan, your hypothesis, your system, your strategy, that if I take a trade with this, and this confluence, this little variable, I'm trading at this time on this pair using this strategy. I've broken it down so I know how each little variable affects it. I can expect a positive expectancy based off these variables. Just as like in science, with a science experiment, your trading should also be like an experiment. You're trying out new stuff, new confluences, seeing what works. I'm going to trade at this time. How does that affect my trading? Am I more confident in Asia or New York? Am I better at taking continuations or reversals? You're just trying to break it down and answer simple questions. But how do you find what works? How do you answer these small little questions of what to trade, when to trade, what strategy to use? Well, that becomes really easy when you just have good data, and good data comes from a journal. So this is my current trading journal. You can see my process, my entry models, time, risk management, stop loss, take profit, pairs. I've broken each step of the trading process into simple defined variables. I have over 300 trades journaled over the past 4-5 years. And over those 300 trades, I have a 58% win rate. Using all this data, I'm able to answer every single question I have about my trading. But if I wanted to answer a simple question of when is the best time for me to trade, I can go to my session time and I trade Asia session. And I can see, okay, if I trade gold just before Asia open, what is my win rate? It's 57%. Pretty good. What if I trade at the first hour of Asia? 33%. Okay, wow. I should not be trading the Asia Open on gold. I've answered that simple question of what not to do. Okay, but still that narrows it down a bit, but how to find actually when I do that? I can simply move on to the second hour, third hour. This is the time I'm currently trading. And I have a 75% win rate trading gold at the second and the third hour of Asia. So answer that simple question, because I have high quality, good data that comes from live results, then I can answer every question I want. I can go to conferences. Let's say I'm taking a gold trade with DXY correlation. I'm trying to take a buy on gold when DXY is moving bearish because they are negatively correlated. I can just put that under the filter, and there we go. Increases the win rate to 78%. What type of entry model should I use? When should I enter? Well, for a 1 minute type 3, a market structure shift, I can put that in, and again, increases the win rate, 85% win rate. Just by adding in these little things, I've answered the questions of what entries should I use, what conference should I use, when should I trade. So if you truly want to become profitable, you need to have a clear defined trading plan and a high quality trading journal to track every single conference or reason for you to take your trade. So you know exactly how each little variable affects your trading. And if you want this template, there's a link down in the description below where you can get it for free, and you can fill it out and start doing it and start collecting your own data to answer your own little questions. You can go down into this trading journal and break it down into all these different conferences, and you take screenshots, review, analyze that. Was it a good trade? Was it a bad trade? How could I have improved this trade? Would I have taken this trade again based off what I'm looking at? And you can train your subjective knowledge on what or how does it feel to take a good trade? What does a good trade look like? And you're looking to pair subjective information with objective data. Look at your trades, your inputs, see how it's processed by the markets, results and outputs. If I take 100 trades based off this, and this, what's the outcome gonna be? Am I gonna win or lose? What are the commonalities between the wins, similarities between the losses? It gives me feedback to then improve, refine my trading plan, and iterate. Journaling is just about gathering data so you can review, analyze that to see if the hypothesis is valid. Your hypothesis is your trading plan to see if it's actually valid and results in a positive expectancy. So simply, good trading is just about doing more of what works, basic pattern recognition, and you just do less of what doesn't. Avoid the bad stuff, do the good stuff. It's pretty simple, pretty easy if you break it down. So do you just profit now? Well, yes, but it takes time and you need to be patient. Being profitable isn't a point in time. You don't just become profitable. Being profitable is a state of being. You can only be profitable, you can never become it. What does that mean? Each day you get to decide if you're going to be a profitable trader. It's based on the decisions you make. If you stick to your plan, if you journal every single trade you take, you're voting to be profitable. And the easiest way to do that, to make it inevitable to reach all the success you want, is to simply focus on learning. I've spoken to hundreds of different traders, people that have become profitable in a year or a couple months, versus people that weren't profitable after 6 years. And the main difference was their focus. The people that became profitable earlier took the long road, which is a bit paradoxical, but when you focus on learning, trying to get a little bit better every single day, you make it inevitable. When you just get a little bit better each day, you focus on the process, you focus on learning, it's impossible for you not to win over time because you're just going to keep getting better. And it compounds upon itself, 1%, 1%, 1%, because it compounds. It's exponential. But with the person that just focuses on winning, they might have immediate success. They'll take a couple of shortcuts, but they're going to keep on strategy hopping, changing their plan, going in circles, and they're going to plateau, and they're going to be overtaken within a month, within a year, by the person focused on learning. When you're focused on winning, it might be an if, you might sometimes be profitable, you might sometimes succeed in trading. But if you want to guarantee success, you just have to focus on being a little bit better each day. And that's actually not that hard. But I think we're forgetting something. What about trading psychology? Because yes, you need a strategy, a system with a positive expectancy, but you also need to be able to execute that system. So why haven't I talked about that? Isn't trading psychology really hard? And that's why 90% of people fail. Well, yes, trading psychology is really important, but it's kind of bullshit. You need to have a system first. Trading psychology, making mistakes, poor behavior can be defined by this. It's knowing what you should be doing, but not being able to do it. Most people don't actually know what the fuck they're doing. They don't have a clear defined trading plan that's written down, so they deserve to have poor psychology. If you don't have a trading plan, a trading journal, if you don't journal every single trade you take, if you haven't written down every single step of the process of exactly how you're going to trade through entries, management, and exits, you deserve to have bad psychology and you will never be profitable. You need to have a system first. You can't will yourself into good psychology. You can't force it. If you don't know what the fuck you're trying to do, How are you supposed to do it? How are you supposed to trade in probabilities, trade with an edge, if you don't actually understand what variables result in a positive expectancy? If you haven't answered every single question on how you're going to trade and what works, how are you supposed to do the right thing? So one of the biggest mistakes is that people focus on psychology before they actually have a system in place, and that's never going to work. I tried doing that for years, and I failed for over 2 years trying to go that path. If you just have a clear, defined trading plan, you'll solve pretty much 95% of your issues with psychology. If you ever have any psychological issues with fear, that can be solved by confidence. How do you get confidence? If I have a stack of proof in my journal telling me exactly if I just do this, this, and this, it'll work, it's really hard to not be confident. It's really hard to be fearful. The second big thing that will fix most of, if not all of your common trading mistakes is to have clarity. This goes back to answering every single little question. Most mistakes result from not being clear on your trading process. I speak to lots of traders who have issues with trade management, either adding too much to a trade, closing a winning trade early, or moving their stop loss. And I always ask them, do you have a clear written down trading plan? Exactly what steps you're going to take when you're managing a trade. When I enter, my stop's going to be here. I'm only going to trail my stop loss if it breaks a higher or a low. I'm only going to add if I see this, this, and this. If you don't have a simple step-by-step management plan, you're bound to have, you deserve to have psychological issues around managing your trades. You're going to make mistakes because you're not clear on exactly what you're trying to do. So you're going to be inconsistent. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. And then by just shifting what you focus on, this will solve the remaining issues you have in psychology. So if you just focus on learning that process, getting a little bit better, focusing on answering each of those little questions with a clear defined trading plan, a system in place, and not focused on winning because it doesn't matter. Does one winning trade matter if you're going to take 1,000 trades over your trading career? No. So if you want to become or be a profitable trader, you have to act like a profitable trader. Make it unreasonable to not get what you want. You have to change your focus from being output based. You might have flawed beliefs around believing profitable trader wins all the time or has to win. You need to win. You take an action, you deviate from your plan, and that results in you becoming an unprofitable trader. You have input based focuses. You control the controllables. You let go of everything else. A profitable trader sticks to the plan. Input-based focus. You have a thought, I need to follow my plan. Action, you stick to your plan. Regardless of what happens, win or lose, you're happy if you just stick to your plan. You focus on learning, becoming a little bit better. You learn from a loss. You be happy when you win. Happy when you lose because you're learning. You're always moving forward. So the long-term result, if you just focus on the input, focus on being a profitable trader, not trying to become or win or reach that output, based off your new identity, you'll just have profitable trades. You'll win more often than you lose, you'll stick to your edge, and you'll get so good that it's inevitable that you'll be profitable. So in summary, to win, you just need to avoid big losses. To do that, just have simple risk management. If you want to avoid too many losses, you have a clear edge backed by data using a trading plan, a trading journal. And for psychology, 95% of the issues, pretty much every single issue, is fixed by just doing the fucking work. Journaling trades are fucking boring. Having a clear defined trading plan is a bit uncomfortable. Bit tedious, bit boring as well. But if you truly want to actually succeed in 2025, you have to do these things. I've been trading for 5 years. I failed for over 2 because I didn't do these things. The only shortcut in trading is to learn from someone else's mistakes. You either learn now, and learning can be defined as changing your behavior. You either change your behavior now and focus on this, or you waste another couple of years and then eventually you get to the point where you have no other option but to do this because it's so painful, you just keep on losing. So just why not do it now? So here are some actual steps. Write down a simple trading plan of how you want to trade. It doesn't have to be the most perfect, optimal plan. You're going to trade something that you like trading better than what's perfect. Make it as simple and easy to execute as possible. Because I just have a 3-step plan up to 5 years of trading. That's pretty simple. Next step is just going to journal 100 trades in accordance with that plan. You're going to track every reason for you taking a trade, every confluence, every variable, in as much detail as possible. This is tedious. This is boring. This is kind of the hard part of trading. How hard is it though to journal one trade? Not that hard. The hard part is just doing it consistently. You're then going to want to review that information. You'll find out what works, what doesn't, what time to trade, what pair to trade, and then you just do more of what does, less of what doesn't. You improve your plan, you iterate, you change things, and then you rinse and repeat that, do that again and again and again, and then you get closer and closer and closer to that profitability threshold. And this is the exact process I used. So yeah, I hope this helps becoming profitable in this year. And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. Learning only happens when there's a change in behavior. If you watch this video and don't change your behavior, the next day you just do the exact same thing, you're not learning. This is just entertainment and you're just wasting your time. Write down a simple plan on exactly how you're going to put this into effect this year. And to help you with that, there's a Notion template with the plan, with the journal that you can use, fill out to help to make it as easy as possible for you to just start. And if you have any more questions, just hop into the Discord as well. Link in the description and you can ask me questions, whatever. And you can share your journal, get feedback on your process, and we can all improve together.